Hello and welcome back to Kidocracy at Large. I'm Siddhan Chandra, here every other Saturday to speak of current events in the light of kidocracy. And what is kidocracy? It is a call for the rule of minors and minorities. Today, I want to offer a kidocratic reading of a film I saw at the Toronto Film Festival. Beba, a personal documentary by Rebeca Huntt. Beba is a self-portrait of a young woman of Latin and Black ancestry, and it took 8 years to complete. It is about race, class, family dysfunctionality, and survival. Currently 31, the filmmaker embarked on this project in her early 20s. Fresh upon returning from Bard College, where she studied on scholarship, and losing a close friend to suicide. Despite her university education at a prestigious institution, Beba, or Rebeca Huntt, is back to being an impoverished, unemployable Afro Latina artist living in what is sometimes called hidden homelessness. That is, living in overcrowded spaces with family members or others, getting on each other's cases. She ends up back in her parents' rent-controlled single-bedroom apartment on Central Park West, fighting with her brother over access to the bathroom on the day of the big interview. For me, that she lived in one of those rent-controlled apartments facing Central Park was personally significant. In the early 90s, I lived 5 years in the most affordable youth hostel in the Upper West Side, where I also worked. Also, like her, with no room of my own, while living a double life as a film student in the new school. I remember walking on hot days towards the swimming pool at the north end of the Central Park and looking up at the facades of the plain rent-controlled apartments and wondering who the lucky dogs were who lived in them. Now I know, and it was no picnic. Beba is a first-generation US American. Both her parents are immigrants. Her father, a Black Dominican, and her mother, a white Venezuelan. While the father's ancestors were slaves, the mothers were bourgeois. And here in New York City, they are working class, living in this one-bedroom rent-controlled apartment, the best that the father could afford. Being a Latina, Beba's mother could not bring up her children as Black, which meant that Beba got into a fight with someone at school when they called her Black. In high school, she encounters the word Afro Latina and gets into Bard on a scholarship. In the sylvan surroundings of Bard, a prestigious liberal arts college, Beba lives a divided life, sleeping in a communal home of Black students, but hanging out with rich, white, even glamorous white students. Her friends felt safer seeing her as a Spanish-speaking Latina than as Black. A biracial professor encourages Beba to assimilate into being the ideal, respectable student at Bard, and Beba gives it a go. She blends in with the beautiful people. But the most emotional and powerful scene that nails this narrative to our current North American realities, political realities, shows Beba arguing with her white friends about the ongoing murders of Black people. She walks out after angrily telling one, "I don't have a solution to white supremacy. You are a white man. You figure it out." The honeymoon at Bard ends with her concluding To hell with respectability politics. There is nothing honorable about trying to assimilate into a system that is designed to destroy you. Back in New York, in the overcrowded apartment, in which her father does not speak to her brother, and Beba fights with her mother, and her sister long disappeared into a life without an address, while her white friends find jobs with one another's parents. After losing a close friend, a biracial man, Beba goes to war with herself. Through this film, she takes on the mission of breaking the cycle of self-destructive patterns that she sees in herself and her family. Patterns that she calls the curses of our ancestors, of slavery, of poverty, of displacement, and racial erasure. She models a re-invention through self-actualization as an artist. She covers herself in mud and stands in a grotto, blending in with nature. She breaks the curse of race denialism and class denialism and prays, "God, bring me back black every time." In the introduction before the film, Rebeca Huntt said, "You don't have to like me." Her authentic voice exposes her family while fearing losing them, but does it all the same. She reminds me of the lead character of Darren Aronofsky's film Mother, the poet who remains true to his mission of connecting with molecular entities, putting at risk his loyalty to his family, and thereby the institution of the family. This is what the flight from the molar to the molecular, the fifth value of kidocratic education, looks like. This is what the flight from the strictures of the institutional to the freedoms of individual connections looks like. Beba is an example of kidocratic education. Kidocratic education is led by minors and minorities through movements and individual actions. Movements like Black Lives Matter, Fridays for Future, Occupy, Arab Spring, and individual actions like the making of Beba, exploding the lies of assimilation, rejecting the work of assimilation into the majority, instead modeling authentic self-creation. Beba shows how important it is to gain one's own individual voice if we are to co-create a future with diverse others of the 99%. Not through following prescriptions of the 1%, but in free, innovative dialogue with the 99%. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Till then, bye.